Well, hello again, you're watching Brian Northmore Photography. It's my mission to inspire the photographic community by passing on my knowledge, passion and skills. I'm a photographic judge, lecturer and workshop leader based in southwest England. You can subscribe anytime, hit the button or watermark and tick the bell icon, and please don't forget to comment. In this video, part 2 of my hike around Fernworthy, I get up close with a stone circle and get you even closer to the camera back so I can explain what I'm doing. We will continue on through the woods eventually, settling on a composition, just a tree, a stream and a small waterfall. Last time I left you at the reservoirs, I walked into my second location. But let's just recap. I found it difficult to lock onto a composition that I liked. Sure, there were photographs to be had, but a photograph needs to talk to you. You need to connect with it at a far deeper level than just the visual. It has to stir an emotion, trigger a memory. If you like it and connect, then maybe others will too, and that's a bonus. Finally, I settled on this view, the reflection. Tree, subtle colouring, lighting and stillness. These elements combined bring me back to this moment. And then when I was gone, walking off into the distance, but this time, come with me. There are 2 more photographs I want to share. Okay, so here we are, location number 2, and it started to rain. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this location exactly. Like I say, it is just starting to spit with rain. It is very dull and very flat. I was hoping that we'd have a nice dark background and then we'd be able to sort of like photograph the rocks again and have quite a nice contrast, quite a nice image, but that may not work. I'm going to have to do something with those trees and maybe use those. I can sort of think of a black and white picture that I can do that might possibly sort of work out for me, but I'm not entirely sure at the moment. So it's raining, so I'm going to stop videoing for now and see if I can work some possible compositions, and if it works out, then no doubt about it, you will be seeing me again. So guys, it's taken me absolutely ages to find a composition that I actually like, and I've eventually done it by sort of deciding to go in close on a few of these stones at the stone circle behind me and use these pines in the background as the backdrop. So what I've decided to do for this bit of the vid, just to give you an idea of how I work, is I'm going to bring you in really close to the back of the camera, and hopefully that's going to come out okay in video, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing inside the camera with the viewfinder while I'm doing it. But the basic idea is that we're going to go in close on some of these rocks. We're going to include 3 rocks in the picture. We're going to make sure that there's separation between them, and we're going to focus on the first rock, the second rock, then the third rock, use that as a focus stack. And then what we're going to do is just use some general pictures at about f8 as well, because what I want is I want the background trees not to be that sharp. I don't want them blown out, I don't want them completely out of focus. I want to see what the environment is, but I want them going slightly soft, so all our focus is on these rocks in the foreground. I'm also going to set the camera up so that we've got a square format, and then once we've done that, we'll take a few pictures and see where we are. So come over here, I'm going to bring you down here, and you'll be able to zoom in on the back of the camera with me and see me make the changes real time. Hopefully if this is coming out on video, you can be able to see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. So What I've done, as I was explaining before in the composition, is I've got this rock here in the picture. I've got this one here and that one in the middle. So that's my three main points of focus. I've also gone for a square format. So these bars down either side are basically identifying exactly what it is I'm going to be including in the frame. And I'd rather get it right here at the camera taking at this stage rather than do it when I get back home. So I'm just going to go, probably tilt it forward a little bit for a little bit more ground room. There we are. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to bring this over here and I'm going to zoom in. And the reason I'm going to zoom right in is because I want to make sure that I've got that separation, that you have got a gap between these rocks and between those rocks. Because if that gap's not there, it's going to really annoy me later on when I process the image. I want that separation. So there we are. So get the information back up on the screen. I'll get there in a minute, guys. It's reasonably level. Histogram looks relatively good, but we could probably push it that way a little bit more. Back button focusing. So I just focus on this rock. Cable release. Taking a picture. Exposure looks good. Let's just put that into playback. We can get rid of some of the information in playback if we want to. Little bit of clipping on the highlights. To be honest, I can probably pull that back no problem at all because I shoot raw. But even still, we will just take the exposure down a little bit. Check the focus. Picture. Okay. So there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure now that I take a few focus stacked images, because the idea is that this tree line here is actually out of focus, or not exactly out of focus completely, but certainly slightly blurred. So we're going to be, let's get the information back up, we're going to shoot at f4. Get the exposure back, focus on there, and we're going to stack. So I'm going to take a picture of this one. I'm going to put my hand in front of the lens. That's my starting frame. First one. Next one. Third picture. So that's my focus stack done. Now I'm going to take a few standard pics as well. So this one here, back to f8. It might well be and that's it. I left the stone circle behind, walking the length of the ancient stone row to pick up the Forestry Commission tracks through the woodland to my next location. Okay, so I've stopped here on my way back to the car, and when I looked on the map I could see that if I took a slightly different route I would really follow the route of this stream that's behind me. Now the idea is that I would find something on the way back. Now I was really looking for some autumn colours, but I haven't found any yet, but there's still hope. We've still got a half a mile maybe still to go before we get back to the road. But what I have found, if you look behind me, we've got this pine tree just behind me, right in the middle of the river. Now what I'm hoping is I can get that to stand out from the background. I'm going to use that by using my trick in woodland, this type of photography, of using some differential focus. So we're going to focus on the tree. We're going to use our widest aperture on a 24 to 105 lens that I've got, which is going to be f4, and hopefully I'm going to be able to set it up so that I can get a picture. Being honest, I'm not 100% sure. It may work, it may not work. So we're going to try and figure it out and see if we can actually get it done. If we get it done, then absolutely fantastic. If I don't, then okay, that's fine. That's the way it goes sometimes. What I think I'm going to have to do, because I want to use a fairly long lens, and because I'm quite restricted in the space that I've got, is I'm going to actually do like a vertical stitch. So I'm going to stitch in. I'm probably not going to get the top of the tree in, because then I'm going to have to go right up to that sky up above, and I'm not sure that that's going to work. It might do. It might do. I might do one with it as well, but that would probably be 3 stitches in the vertical frame. We'll see how that works out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It could work out a bit strange. But let's see what happens, shall we? So I've just been messing around with the neutral density filters, just trying to get the right shutter speed, because I want some movement in the water, and I want to shoot at f4, so I'm very limited in what I can actually do in terms of aperture. Otherwise I'm going to have to end up having the background in focus, which isn't what I want. So I tried a 3-stop with 0.9 Lee filter ND. That didn't really work, so I've had to put my little stopper on, my 6-stop, and that's given me about a second, 2 seconds maybe if I push it, and that's given me enough movement in the water to get the sort of image that I'm looking for. So we're going to take, I focused on the tree itself, right there in front of me. I'll put it on manual focus. So the settings that we've got are so we've got about a second, or just under. F4, manual focus. This is our first picture. Okay. Very carefully move that up to there. Second exposure. Third exposure, moving it up. Fourth exposure. Fifth exposure. Now I don't actually think I'm going to use those last ones, but I just wanted to put them on there anyway. Not sure which version I'm going to use, but I'm also going to take some vertical format. Find the cable release. There it is. Always use a cable release because, well, it's good practice, but it's also a habit, I guess, for me. If I'm going to do this, I need to level the tripod really. Just sort of spinning it around whilst checking the exposure. It's just that sky that's blowing it out now. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, I think, maybe 4. Go for 4. You can always crop it again. Not like we're going to be short of any pixels. So, hand in front on the first one. There we go. First exposure, 1. Second. Fourth. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it a day. Well, certainly a day for this photograph. Pack up, get on our way. Still going to look for that elusive autumn colour. If I find it great, I'll stop and take some more. If not, that could just well be the end of today's shooting. But who knows what we'll find next? You can never know. I never did find the autumn colours I was looking for, but came away happy. It had been a great day out, a couple of photographs I'm pleased with, and a video to share. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Help me out and subscribe. Don't forget the bell icon, give a thumbs up or down, and please comment below. Most of all, enjoy your photography, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.